Hi, welcome to Gun Nerds TV. I'm Herb.
And I'm Josh, and we're here to talk about the Springfield XDS in .45. All right, so who was the XDS .45 intended for?
It's a concealed carry weapon, so it would be someone who wants a concealed carry weapon that's in the .45 ACP cartridge.
Yeah, this gun is a great gun. I don't see it necessarily as a gun that you would, just go to the range and plink around with. It's got quite a bit of kick for such a small gun. But it's a good gun, and I do enjoy shooting the gun. I carry this gun daily. It's a good gun.
Well, I would say that for a small .380 or a 9mm, maybe it has a lot of kick. But for a .45 in this small of a platform, it's not that bad.
That's true.
It's very shootable.
That's true.
So we're going to talk about the features a little bit, and I'm going to start off talking about some of the things I really like. It is an XD, so it is the XD platform, and there's some things about that are awesome, like the backstrap safety. I really like that in an XD. It's got the same takedown, it's got the same mag release, it's got the same plunger, the same nice bright sights. It does have a fiber optic on the front of this one. It's got the chamber loaded indicator on top. It doesn't have the rear pin, but it does have the top chamber indicator. It feels just like an XD, and that's really one of the reasons I really like this gun. For me,
some of the biggest things why I purchased this gun and why I carry this gun, one of the biggest things, the grip safety, I could take it or leave it. Little plunger, I could take it or leave it. What was really important to me is how thin the gun is. I mean, this gun you can conceal. No one would ever know that you had this gun on you. You can hide this thing really well. I think it's so important to have a rail on the gun. Even though it's a small gun, they make, lasers and flashlights, as Herb's got on his gun, that you can put on there. It's so important to have the rail. Guns like the M&P Shield, which is another great concealed gun, but it doesn't have a rail.
Right.
That's one of the deciding factors for me on choosing this gun over that gun. So for me, this gun, out of all the guns out there, this is the one that I chose. That will probably change in the future, as guns develop and as my taste changes. But this gun is a really good shooting .45 ACP. They make it in the 9 now, which is another good option.
They're not interchangeable barrels like the Shield, but
right. It's a good package that you can get a lot of accessories for. Everybody's got sights and all that kind of stuff, so you can make it. We both, of course, put the Talon grips on. You hear that all the time here. We really do like the Talon grips.
We really do like them.
we put them on every gun we get. I've been carrying this gun pretty much since it came out, and as soon as they made the Talon grips available, I bought some, threw it on there. I wouldn't really want to carry this gun without them. It's a really good investment. Also, I carry it with the Meridian. It's another great investment. Right. Mine as the red or the green laser. Herb's got the red laser. It's just your preference. Really, really bright flashlights on these things. There's a lot of really good options out there. Crimson Trace makes some good stuff for it. Yeah. But really good carry gun. I think that people will really like the features. And
I think so. And about these grips, it comes with some really aggressive checkering on it.
Yeah, it does.
And honestly, it's probably too aggressive. Before I got the Talons on here, it was really wearing out my hands to shoot it. Because again, this thing is very shootable, but it's strong. And putting these Talons on gave it just the right grip and control over that little pistol.
Yeah, it's a little easier to conceal than Desert Eagle.
All right, just a little. So the gun's not perfect, no gun is, and one of the major drawbacks is capacity. The standard magazine is a 5 round count, and they do make an extended mag, but it's still only 7 rounds on that one, so you're limited to 5+1 or 7+1.
Yeah, I think that the magazine capacity is one of the big issues that a lot of people have, and I don't know that that I'm necessarily looking to get away from the XDS, but one of the options that I have considered is, say, the M&P Compact. This is in 40. It comes with a 10-round magazine as the standard capacity, and then you can get the extended, which is actually the full size, and it comes in at 15 rounds. So it's still a small gun that you can carry. One of the things that could be a negative with the XDS is the trigger. Now I put a spring kit in this. It's an aftermarket spring kit,
and mine's stock.
And it drops about a pound off the trigger. It brings the brake to be a little bit more crisp. Mm-hmm. Not much to speak of, but for a $15 spring kit, it was definitely worth. I would say it was a little bit of a booger to put in. It took me a little while, but it wasn't too bad. Nothing that me, a non-gunsmith, couldn't handle.
Right. Now, I mean, honestly, the trigger is not that bad for a stock gun. In fact, it's pretty good.
And for a carry gun, you don't want you don't want a 2-pound trigger.
You're not looking for a competition trigger on a carry gun anyhow.
Right. Yeah, and let's look at size comparison on the M&P. Let me throw in the magazine, and you can see. Well, let's use yours since it's got the Viridian on it, so we can compare here. You can see that it's really close in size. The M&P is slightly longer. The big size difference is going to be in the thickness. As you can see here, it's quite a bit thicker, and a lot of people will say, well, that doesn't make much difference, but I'm telling you, thin is king.
Yes.
When you're trying to conceal the gun, thin is what you want.
Right. Especially how I carry mine in my pocket.
Right. Right. You can't really. I'm not gonna say you can't, but it would be hard to carry this gun in your pocket, the M&P, but you could carry the XD in the pocket, and I often do.
Right.
So it's a good, good carry gun all around. There are some negatives, magazine capacity. Some of that is remedied a little bit with the 9mm version. If you want to go with a 9mm, it doesn't get that much better because it still is a single stack. Right. So.
Right, and the other thing, the trigger, I mean, I really hope someone comes out with a trigger upgrade, because this is a great weapon, and, to get a forward set sear trigger upgrade would be amazing for this thing and make it even more of a fine choice for a consumer.
What I would like to see is for someone like Apex to come up with like that forward set sear design where it feels almost like a 1911, but still keep the poundage up there around 6 pounds, and that way it's a real good crisp hard pull, but still short, sweet, something that you'd really enjoy shooting.
Right, and I think for a concealed carry gun, you don't want a gun that's a trigger that's really long. You don't want that extra time and thought process.
Some of the like the Beretta Nano and Car CM9. A lot of those, they have really long pulls.
Right.
And for me, when I'm shooting, when I try to come out in a hurry and pull that trigger, it always pulls me off target if it's not.
Right, and I'm always pushing down when I have a longer trigger. So.
Yeah.
So, but all in all, it's a great gun. I mean, we both carry it every day. So.
Yep. So let's talk about the trigger. This is the XDS with the stock trigger, stock springs inside. And so let's check it. All right. So pull the plunger first, which some people will consider that take up. I don't. It's got a little take up, and gets to what you feel like is going to be the break point, but it's actually where it's engaging, and then it breaks. So it's pretty short once you get to that point. Let's check the reset. Coming out, and resets. And that one thing that I really do like about the XDS is when it resets, it resets.
It clicks really loud, and you hear it and feel it.
Right, and so then we pull back. There's just a little bit of take up there, and then we break again. So all in all, for a carry gun, it's got a pretty good trigger. Let's check out with the spring kit. Pretty much, it's just simply lighter is the main thing.
Right.
And so we'll pull the take up. It's about the same. It kind of pulls in and then breaks. Very similar to the other one. You can feel the difference when you're actually pulling it. You just can't see it here on YouTube. We're gonna bring it back out to reset, and there it goes, reset, and you're ready to pull it again.
Now I noticed that the reset on that one seemed a little less robust, but it's still very, very nice.
Right. And that spring kit that we put in here, I mean, it changed out every spring when it comes to the trigger group and striker, which I was surprised to see that. You know, a lot of the kits, it's just the trigger pull and stuff like that. So, you know, getting into the gun, it was really interesting to see how that worked, and it made me understand more of the trigger pull and why it is the way it is, and you know, why it does feel as good as it does. So
the trigger or the spring kit helped it. We're really hoping someone like Apex comes out with an upgrade kit, because I will buy it.
Yes.
Make it, I will buy it. We'll make videos of it and help you sell lots of them.
Yes, please.
Well, thanks for watching Gun Nerds TV again as we looked at this XDS.
My advice is buy it. You'll like it.
You will. You will.
It's a good gun.
It is.